Muhammad is considered the founder and prophet of Islam, one of the world's major monotheistic religions. He was born in Mecca, in present-day Saudi Arabia, in the year 570 CE. He was a member of the Quraysh tribe, and as a young man he worked as a merchant. Muhammad began receiving revelations from God at the age of 40, which were later recorded in the Holy Book of Islam, the Quran. These revelations continued for 23 years, and they taught about the unity of God, the importance of social justice and compassion, and the need for individuals to purify their hearts and live a moral life. Muhammad's message spread rapidly, and many people converted to Islam, including many prominent leaders in Mecca. However, the leaders of Mecca did not accept his message and began to persecute him and his followers. Eventually, Muhammad and his followers were forced to flee to Medina in 622 CE, an event known as the Hijra, which marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. In Medina, Muhammad established a community of believers and developed a political and military force that allowed him to return to Mecca and conquer it in 630 AD. He then established the city as the center of Islam and built the Kaaba, the most sacred site in Islam, into a mosque. After his death in 632 CE, Muhammad's followers continued to spread his message, and Islam rapidly expanded throughout Arabia and then across the world. Today, there are over 1.8 billion Muslims worldwide, making Islam the second largest religion in the world after Christianity. Muhammad is considered by Muslims to be the final prophet of God and the last in a long line of prophets that includes Adam, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. Muslims believe that he is the perfect example of how to live a righteous life, and that his teachings are a guide to the ultimate goal of attaining the love and mercy of God. Muhammad's personal life is not well documented, but what is known is that he was born into a prominent Quraysh tribe in Mecca in 570 CE. He was orphaned at a young age and was raised by his uncle. As a young man, he worked as a merchant and was known for his honesty and integrity. At the age of 25, he married Khadijah, a wealthy widow who was 15 years older than him. They were married for 25 years and had several children together, including a daughter named Fatima, who is considered one of the most important figures in Islamic history. After Khadijah's death, Muhammad married several other women, including Aisha, who is considered one of his most trusted companions and a source of knowledge about his life. Muhammad was known for his simplicity and humility, and he spent much of his time in prayer and meditation. He was also known for his kindness and compassion, and he frequently helped the poor and the needy. He was deeply committed to social justice and worked tirelessly to create a society that was fair and equitable for all people. Muhammad was known for his devotion to God and his deep sense of spirituality. He was also known for his wisdom and his ability to mediate disputes, and he was deeply respected by his followers for his leadership and guidance. Muhammad had several children throughout his various marriages, and his family played a significant role in his life and in the early history of Islam. His first wife was Khadijah, a wealthy widow who was 15 years older than him. They were married for 25 years and had several children together, including their daughter Fatima, who is considered one of the most important figures in Islamic history. After Khadijah's death, Muhammad married several other women, including Aisha, who is considered one of his most trusted companions and a source of knowledge about his life. They also had several children together. His children from Khadijah include his daughters Zainab, Ruqayya, Kulthum, and Fatima, who is considered one of the most important figures in Islamic history. His only surviving son was named Ibrahim, but he passed away during infancy. Muhammad also had several other children through his other wives, including a son named Qasim, who died in childhood. His children were brought up with strong moral and religious values, and they were a source of great pride and joy for him. Muhammad's family played a significant role in the early history of Islam, and his descendants are known as the Al-Bayt, the people of the house, and they are considered to be among the most respected and revered figures in Islamic history. Muhammad died on June 8, 632 CE in Medina. The cause of his death is not definitively known, but according to historical accounts, he had been suffering from a fever and a headache for several days before his death. He died in the arms of his closest companion and wife, Aisha, and was buried in the house of Aisha. His death came as a shock to the Muslim community, as he was considered the spiritual leader and guide for his followers. However, his followers accepted the death and took comfort in the belief that he had completed his mission and had been called back to God. After his death, the Muslim community was able to maintain the unity and continue to expand under the guidance of his closest companions who were chosen as the Caliph, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali, who led the Muslim community after his death and continued to spread the message of Islam. Muhammad's death was seen as the end of an era, but his legacy continued to inspire and guide Muslims for centuries to come. His teachings and examples continue to be an important source of inspiration for Muslims today.